You say hi? Say hi, my name is Piper. You always hear me in the background. Say hi? Okay. Such a pretty girl. So good, baby. You're such a good little baby. You want to get down? Okay, I'll put you down. Hey guys, it's Jessica again, and this video is just kind of going to be kind of like me trying the Subculture palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I know this palette has been up and down the streets of YouTube, but I really just wanted to give it a try myself, especially since I've heard that they have more firmly pressed the shadows now, and I'm hoping that my thoughts of it in the store when it first came out will, be different. I'm hoping the firmer pressedness of the shadows will make them better. So I'm going into this with high hopes because I really do love the Prism palette, and so the Prism palette is what made me actually decide to actually pick this palette up and give it a chance, a full-blown chance of actually putting it on the eye and trying it out. It's also kind of a a test for myself. How am I doing at blending? So we're gonna start off with a brush. We're going to start off with my favorite brush that I always use no matter what, the E38 from Sigma, and I'm going to go into Dawn. I already have, okay, it's going to be fine though. I already have a base down of, I guess I should use a mirror. I already have a base down of the, God dang it, it's not looking good, of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. The one that I have down though is Caffeine. So I'm going to actually take Dawn. God dang it. Okay, so first thoughts is I miss Prism. Already, Dawn is super powdery. But we're going to forge forward and hope for the best. And then I'm going to go into, I think I'm going to go into New Wave. I think I'm going to put New Wave in my, okay. New Wave's looking good. I'm going to take New Wave into the crease. Dawn is super powdery. New Wave, not so much. Okay. I'm going to lift up my brow to get the skin on my eye nice and taut. And I'm going to drop her back down and let her be loose and relaxed again. So off top, it's a really pretty color, but let me get another mirror that does. I always have the hardest time getting the little protective sleeve that's on the mirror of Anastasia of ABH palettes off of the mirror, because it's kind of like, it feels like it's like glued down, and so I always have a trouble getting them off. Okay, so New Wave did really well. And this could be, okay, now it looks a little brown to me, like right in there, like I put down a brown and not a yellow, but it's still really pretty and works. But that could also be because Caffeine has a brown tint to it. Okay, so it does kind of give off, it's like a yellow, like a darkened yellow, but it is really pretty, and so far it's blending really nicely. I'm not having any fallout. this palette has me like shook. And not necessarily in a good way so far. Let's go in with this army green, which is called Destiny. I'm going to pick up the, I think I'm gonna try and do a halo look with this eye. I'm gonna pick up the blending crease from Sephora. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Destiny, like the smallest touch of it, and then pick up a mirror and just gonna start like patting it. And so patting it at the outer. I'm not gonna go in with any more just yet. I'm gonna take, if there's any more on the brush, I'm going to like tap that in the inner corner of my eye, because I'm just going really slowly with this palette, just not making any sudden movements. I'm treating it like it's a skittish animal. Treating this palette like it's Piper when her like eyes are like fully dilated, and I know she's about to like try and like lay me out because something spooked her. Going in with a little bit more of Destiny. This is a really beautiful color. I'm going to take this same brush, not putting any extra on. I'm going to kind of tip my head back, open my eye, and try and connect those two. There's no extra product on the brush. So far the product moves and blends nicely of the 3 shades that I've used. I'm going to pick up a little bit more. So then I'm going to take a clean brush. This is a Bare Minerals Tapered Crease Defining Brush. I got it in like a holiday set. And I'm just going to, again, do a bit more blending and connect those. Dab just the tiniest bit more onto my brush. Again, I'm going to tip my head back and then just lightly work that in my crease. And so that's that pretty much. I'm going to go back in with my 38 from Sigma, E38, and then I'm going to go back in with the tiniest, lightest dab of New Wave, not off as much as I can. And I'm just going to blend over lightly where New Wave and Destiny met, just to make sure there are no harsh lines. Okay. And then I'm going to take it straight from, I'm not going to use a brush with this part. I'm going to take, do I want to take electric or do I want to take Adorn? I think electric is green and it would really go good with this look, but I think I'm going to take Adorn, pull some of that on my finger, and I'm going to just tap it on my eyelid and just kind of work it out. once I blend it, I am going to go back with that Sephora brush that I had the other color, the Destiny shade on, not picking up any excess product. And I'm just going to try and like work these two together. Then I'm going to actually pick up the tiniest dab more of Destiny, go over that Adorn shade, and just make sure that they blend together nicely. And then that is pretty much what I'm going to do with this eye. I just kind of wanted to see what she was made of. So far, I don't have any issues with her. I'm going to take E38 again, pick up a little bit of New Wave, and then sweep it under. I definitely made a weird like brown shade right there, but it works somehow. Like, it's a pretty brown shade. I don't know if it's New Wave the color they said that oxidized, because that's kind of what it's looking like, but like it doesn't look bad. I'll go back with a little bit of New Wave on just the tippity top of this brush and sweep under to get a bit more concentrated. Make sure that I'm connecting, and then sweep it in. And then I'm going to go in with the tippity top of this and just a small little dabbling of Destiny. So this is the final look. I will insert a picture, and that is the end of I1 with the Subculture palette. Okay guys, so I've primed up my left eye, and so we're going to go ahead and get started on doing a second eye look with this. I'm going to keep in with the greens. I'm going to try and do, maybe not. Maybe actually, I think I'm going to go into Rowdy and All-Star. I'm going to try and do like a reddish type of smoky eye. I've not done a smoky eye in years, so stay tuned. It could either be great, or it could be trash, or it could be both. It might just be great trash, but we're gonna try. So to tell you what I did, I'm gonna go back. So Dawn is oh so powdery still. So don't know if they actually repressed that one or if they decided it was fine. But I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Dawn just to like set my primer, which doesn't really need to be set, but it's nice to sometimes just go in with, sometimes eyeshadows glide smoother if it's shadow over shadow. So yeah, Dawn, and Dawn is, I'm leaving it all the way up to my brow bone because it's going to be my brow bone highlight. And so, but for this eye, I just ended up putting on some liner. I think I showed you guys me putting on mascara, and then I put a little bit of Cubed, which is that Electric, which is that duochrome green in the inner corner. So I did do that. Let's take Roach. Roach is more of like a shimmery, like bronzy color, but I think we're gonna try it. We're gonna see what happens. So I'm going to just take this and just kind of like line my eye really quickly and not all that well. Then I'm going to take this Milani pencil and I'm going to take probably like this side. It's not a pencil, it's a brush. And just kind of just smudge that out and up. Oh, okay, you know, it's got purple, it looks like it has purple shimmer in it, so it actually may work. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of Roach. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 liner. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that, and just to build this up a little bit more. So yeah. Hopefully this will turn out like I want it to. If not, it'll be a nice fail. Sometimes fails are good. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of mascara. The Clinique High Impact. Just a light coating of it. Because it'll kind of like, I saw this technique on the Sephora YouTube channel. So I'm going to give this a try. So while that dries, I'm going to determine how I want to tackle this with my tackling fuel. I think the colors I'm going to use is going to be Rowdy, All-Star, Mercury, and Rowdy. I think those are the 3 shades I'm going to use for this look. And so the first thing I'm going to do is to grab my Wayne Goss 06 brush. I'm going to grab the tiniest, just one little dab into All-Star. And I'm going to start kind of like working that on to and blending it out and up. Just going to start packing it on the lid. Just start like trying to concentrate at the root of the roots of my my lashes. So it's really like smoky and dark there, and then start gradually working my way up when there's not as much product on my brush. I really like the way that he did that smoky eye on that model. It was really pretty. Although I know I've already led mine too much up, but this is my smoky eye, not his. Louise Maylee from Amazon. This is what it looks like. I think it's like a lip brush. I'm just going to start hitting that at my lower lash line. This small shadow brush from Sephora. Take one light dab in All-Star. Then start working again at the lash line, and then start dragging it up once most of the product is centered at the lash line. Sorry. Roach, since it has that shimmer in it, kind of makes this a shimmery smoky eye with that kind of like burgundy deep rich color of the red, which I'm actually liking. Wayne Goss 04, which is a tapered blending brush. That's what it looks like. I don't know what I did with my other. And I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Mercury, which is right there. And then I'm gonna start kind of like working it at the outer corner and then sweeping it up. Trying to blend out that make sure that All Star and Roach aren't harsh. But I actually am not feeling this brush right now. I'm actually going to take this crease brush by Moda Pro and take a nice soft dab in Mercury and take that at the crease. Rowdy. Just going to take one little dab of it and then pop it off, and then just try and start deepening it is very pigmented. Start deepening this outer area and just start patting it on. Try and keep it under my crease. I'm going to take a clean blending brush, which is the ColourPop like blending brush. Now take this and just start like this fluffy blending brush and start blending out that rowdy color. Do I regret putting that extra bit on? Maybe. Maybe. So far, okay, so now ColourPop, blend it out nicely. I am going to grab the Moda Pro brush one more time. Take the tiniest bit of Mercury, tap that sucker off, and then just kind of go over again just to make sure there are no harsh lines. Everything's blended nicely. It's the most powdery palette I think that I own. I feel as though, but like if you go in with precision and just like mindfulness, I think you'll be okay. Now I'm not trying to go in with the brush with any of these shades, and I don't think I'm going to. I think this palette is going to solely be a finger palette for me, just because I don't want no problems. So I'm going to go in with, Wayne's World, Wayne Goss 04, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of All Star. Tap and blow off, and then I'm going to rim my under eye. Actually gonna, look at that. I'm actually gonna take the brush that comes in the palette, take the short shader side with a D, not shader, not shader, shader. Dip into All Star a little bit, tap, tap, tap. That might have been a mistake. It's okay. And start like blending and rubbing it out. This Bare Minerals brush again. Wiped it off, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of mercury and kind of run that along the lower part as well. Pick up the tiniest amount of rowdy, tap, 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 blow, 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 and make sure I connect those. And really kind of smoke it out. I'm not taking all the way into my inner corner. And I'm also going to go with this eye enhancer brush from Sephora. Again, I don't know what it's enhancing. I need to probably look up and see what the heck this brush is meant to do. And then I'm just going to kind of like smudge all of it out. I'm going to go in with Cube. Damn, I am gonna have to use this with a brush. Okay, I did use electric with a brush, but it looked like that. So I think it's meant to be a lip brush, but it's nice and like dense enough that it could get in there, pick up some product, and get it in there without me having to use Fix Plus, because I didn't want the inner corner to be like popping, because the middle of the eye is popping. So I'm going to grab this Sephora Pro tapered liner brush number 33. I'm going to grab some of Cube. This is what Cube looks like. It's the white pink duochrome. I'm going to knock off any excess, and then I'm going to paint it on. They really did pick the duochrome shades in here nicely, because Cube really complements All Star and Rowdy really well, and Electric really complements Destiny Untamed and Axis really well. So I'm gonna go with a little bit more. That's what my brush looks like. I'm gonna keep, and I really do like this Sephora brush for inner corner work. Because it gets right in there. Going with a little bit more. Slowly but surely. Surely, not Shirley. We're not trying to have a woman-to-woman moment. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this. I just don't like where I placed it on the inner corner. I mean, on the innermost corner. So I'm going to go in with this flat brush and kind of tap over it with, because I took it too much like right on my like lid. I'm going to try and tap over that with some of All Star. Take my Wayne Goss brush and try and blend it out. We were doing so good. Okay, it covered it. At least enough to where it doesn't bother me. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to tightline, line my eyes. I think I'm going to do a brown eyeliner. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a brown eyeliner. Let's try Crave. This this one and just kind of try and show you. I may not be able to. It's like you guys are watching me. It's making me nervous. Huh. That wasn't terrible. This random 80s song is stuck in my head. Do you really want to hurt me? And it's been in there ever since I started the tie line. It's like I was singing to the liner, don't hurt me, please. Do you really want to see me cry? So basically, those are the eyes. I need to finish like lining and stuff like that, because this Kat Von D liner is trash. The liner itself is really good. It's just that my technique was trash, and I just. Okay guys, so that is the end. I went ahead and tightline, put some mascara on. I used the Shock by YSL. So here are my final thoughts on what I think is the repressed version of this palette. I like it. I didn't have the issues that I had with it when I first started out in the store when it first was launched. I think that they made a good decision by repressing it. That being said, it is still hella powdery. It is more powdery than the Prism palette. It is more powdery than my Sephora Pro Warm palette, eyeshadow palette, which is quite powdery as well. It is more powdery than I remember the Modern Renaissance palette being, which that palette I actually, I gave that one to my younger sister because I personally wasn't the biggest fan of that palette. But just to give you guys kind of like a look-see at it, I'm just going to grab the brush that it comes with, because in my mind it's good enough. You should be able to use this brush. But just to, do you see that? Like that. So let's look at, so Destiny is not that bad. It's not bad. Like Dawn is probably, I think of the ones that I tried, is the most powdery. I'm gonna go into All Star. She's not terribly powdery. Mercury, and this is just a light tap in it. Axis I didn't use yet. but again, it's not terrible. This is Roxy. She's not terrible. Fudge. Okay, so Fudge with one tap. Fudge is pretty powdery. And that one tap, it looks like I've been not necessarily digging in the palette, but it looks like I've used it more than once. New Wave. New Wave's not bad. Untamed is okay as well. Edge is good as well. And then, well, it's not the most powdery. And then Rowdy. So, Dawn and Fudge are definitely the most powdery in this palette. Like, it doesn't seem like they repressed those at all. And if they did, because it's been a while since I tried this palette out in the store, if they did repress it, then if you have the original shade of original like originally pressed palette, then those shades must crumble to you to pieces. Unless those two just weren't repressed and they repressed everyone else. Cube, Electric, and Adorn. Let's try with, I'm going to use the flat shader side. Doesn't do terribly, like with the brush. Okay. Show it, and then, so yeah, so with the brush, it's not crumbling to pieces either. So overall, I think they made a good decision to repress this palette. I do like this palette. I do like the colors. It's a very unique palette. Looking at it up front, it doesn't seem like it's that cohesive, but it works really well. So I do like this palette. If you've been hesitant to give it a try, I would say go in Sephora, play with a little bit. I got mine from Ulta and used a 20% off coupon that they had. So, because if I was going to try it, I wanted to try it at a discount. So, but yeah, so overall, I do like this palette. I do still prefer Prism. Let me grab Prism. This is what they look like side by side. They are definitely not the same palette, but, or you know what, I don't know. No, they both are really good palettes. I do both like them. I think they'll be really good companion pieces. I'm actually excited to give these both a try together. So yeah, I do like that this has a lot of mattes. It has 11 mattes to 2 duochromes and 1 shimmer, and then this is 7 and 7. So looks like 1 duochrome or maybe it's it looks like 1 duochrome, which is lucid, and then 6 shimmers. But yeah, so this is a really good palette. This is a really good palette. Subculture is permanent. It's not limited edition, so you do not need to rush out to get it. Sephora will be having their 20% off sale starting November 3rd through 6th for VIB Rouges. I think 10th through 15th for everyone else, and then I think that might be it. And then there's another like weekend in there for VIB Rouges again. So VIB Rouges get 2 weekends, which I think the 3rd through 6th and the 10th through the 15th, and everyone else shops 10th through the 15th, and that's 20% off. The coupon should be going out fairly soon. I do like the yellow on gray with this, but Prism to me is much prettier. That black, you can't really beat black and gold. But yeah, so this is a good palette that I can see. I didn't have any of the issues that I had in store with it. The eye looks like, both of them look like. I think they turned out really well. I don't have any skippiness, no weirdness. I will insert pictures of both looks, but yeah, I do like this palette. Would I purchase it again? yeah, I think I would purchase it again with the 20% off. Yeah, no, I would get it again. Again, I still think it's something you should play with, and I still, as of now, I would repurchase it. As of now, I do like it, but I do still need to play with all of the other shades. So, but yeah, so that is it with me and my evening with Subculture. So please like, comment, subscribe, and share. There's Piper. Chilling out. But yeah, so that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you have the original Subculture and if you've tried maybe the repressed version. And let me know if there's any real difference between them. I can't really speak on it because I don't have the I didn't purchase the original version because when I was in store with it, it wasn't a good look. But that is the end. Thanks again, guys. Bye. Hey guys, so this is just kind of like an update on my eye situation with the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. That's what the palette looks like. But pretty much, I did the 2 eye looks that you see in this video yesterday, and then I recreated it today to wear to work because I actually really liked it. And the one, when I redid it, I added actually a bit of access to the outer just to deepen it up a little bit more, and a little bit in the inner just to deepen it up a little bit more. And I did like the way that it looked even a little bit more. But what I am seeing is that New Wave, while a really pretty eye, I feel like it does like darken slightly, so it does kind of oxidize, but it oxidizes to an actual like pretty like yellowy brown shade that I'm not like mad at. Like, it goes really well with this eye combination situationship. I probably would be more upset if it didn't like match the tone and the feel of the eye that I'm wearing. I also do notice that there's a bit of skippage here where maybe the product kind of picked up on itself just a little bit. So there's a little bit of patchiness just right in here, just the tiniest bit. I don't think anybody else will be able to notice, but I notice it just because, you know, it's my face. And there's a little bit of patchiness over here, just like, again, like the tiniest bit. But so overall, I still really do like this palette. I'm still happy that I purchased it. I'm happier that I purchased it at a discount. If I had spent the full $42 plus tax, I would feel a bit more strong. I would feel like those inconsistencies about it, I would be a bit more annoyed with it. But overall, like, I don't really have any, overall, I do think that it is a decent, okay palette. It's not the best. The color combination of it really does kind of make me overlook some of its faults. Just because these are all shades that I do not own. I don't own a single one of these shades. So there's that. But yeah, so I'm gonna continue to play with it, gonna keep working with it just to see, because I need to use Roxy Fudge. This is, I'm going over mattes. I need to use Roxy Fudge, Edge. Yeah. So I need to use 3 more mattes, and then I need to use, no, I think I did use all of the shimmers. I just didn't use all of them like as much as I did Adorn. But I think they'll perform. I use all the shimmers. I think I said mattes, but yeah, I did use all of the shimmers. Just Cube and Electric were not as concentrated as I did with Adorn. But yeah, so this was just an update because I have had this eye look on since about 2-ish. It is 11:32, so I've had this on for over 9 hours, I think. I've had this on for 9 hours. And I think it looks good. I'll try and do an insert of maybe this eye, or maybe, I don't know if I need to, because it's basically the same thing as the other one. Just I put accents on the outer. I used a little bit of accents to deepen up the outer corner, and I put just the tiniest bit of accents, but whatever was still on my brush, I pulled it into the inner eye area. But yeah, I do notice that Adorn did transfer up on this little eye flappiness that I have here. I don't have hooded eyes, but I do have a little bit of like fat flappiness right here. So like when I go like this and my lids are completely open, it touches this area like right here, and it did transfer some. But that's kind of like probably easily, it's not a lot that transfer, but that's easily fixed with a glitter glue. I know that some people, people who do have hooded eyes, when they want to use their shimmers, they do have to use like an adhesive, a glitter glue, or a mixing medium to make sure that they don't transfer from lid to the fold. So yeah, but overall, I would give this palette a B. B minus. B. I would give this palette a solid B. Yeah, so yeah, like that. I like it. Hope you liked this update. A bit worn. Like I said, I really did like this eye. It's nice for I wore to work. It's nice for work. Looks pretty. I could also, if I had any plans after work, I could, you know, worn this for cocktails or so. This is a good work to evening look in my opinion. But yeah, that is the end of my evening, my date with Subculture. Insane. But anyway, thanks guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and come back for the next one. Bye.